Hey guys, so before I started this episode, I just want to tell you guys that my audio is a little bit weird because I was accidentally using my internal microphone on the MacBook Pro instead of using this Blue Snowball microphone. So I just only filmed the intro with this Blue Snowball microphone, so that's why it doesn't sound as good. So now, on to the episode. Hello everybody, and welcome to the third episode of the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast. I'm your host, Max Chan, or MC Stuff, and joining me today is Tyler Kochi and Dylan.chan. So thank you both for coming on the show today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we start this conversation, I just wanted to say that if you would like to be on the show in the future, like Tyler and Dylan are, then please join my Discord. It will be the first link in the description down below. Alright, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to just ask Tyler and Dylan some basic questions so the viewers get to know them a little bit better. Then after, we're going to have a little conversation about the topic of this podcast, which is comp nerves and improvement. And also, before I forget, we have a show notes document where I'll put any links that we mention in the show in that document. Alright, so now on to the questions. So the first general question that I have for you guys is, how long have you been cubing, and how did you get into cubing?
I'll start, I guess. I've been cubing for around, I think, 2.5 years now. And I actually started because I saw a cube in a retail store and I thought it was pretty cool. So, tried it out and it was pretty fun.
I started cubing beginning of 2017, so probably around 3 years ago now. I've got a cube for Christmas in Christmas 2016. Learned how to solve it in February, March, and then I was cubing by the summer.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So I'll share my story like I do in every single one of these episodes. So I started in August of 2015, so I got influenced by a kid at a summer camp that I went to. So he basically had a cube, and then I got hooked. I bought my first Rubik's brand off Amazon. Then I went to my first competition in November of 2015. Okay, so now the second question I have is, who do you think will take over the cubing scene this decade? Like a specific person.
Question. There are so many good people right now. But honestly, I think it's gonna come down to probably Timon definitely and Leo Bormio, because they're just so good right now and they're also so young.
So basically, I agree with you, but I think Timon. I think Timon's gonna be more relevant because not saying Leo's bad, but Timon just seems to be good at all events, but Leo's only good at a few select events.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Because Timon's top 10 in the world for all the N by N's, right? Besides 2x2, I think.
Yeah. And is he 14 years old or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he has a lot of potential in the future. So, and then Max Park, I feel like maybe in the next couple of years he won't be as relevant. I feel like Felix, sorta.
I think he'll still be relevant.
No, he'll definitely still be relevant, but not quite as relevant as he is now.
So what Felix is kind of going through right now, sorta.
I think he will be, because even though Timon is fast, he still can't compare to Max's insane world records that he has right now.
Yeah, that's true.
No one can compare to Max right now.
Okay, so the third general question I have for you guys is, can you tell the audience 2 interesting facts about yourself? So one is cubing related and one is non-cubing related that you think nobody knows about you.
I guess I'll go first again. I like to do track and cross country because it's kind of just fun to get something to do. And I guess cubing related. I mean, I did feet twice, and then I dropped my average by a minute.
It's cool.
Something cubing related about me that no one knows. Well, I mean, if you look at me for skewb, this actually has surprised a lot of people that don't know, but I still use mainly Sarah's Intermediate. And a non-cubing fact about me is that I don't know. My middle name is Andrew.
That's cool. Okay. So, yeah. So I think we're going to talk about skewb a little bit more because both of you guys are pretty good at skewb. We'll talk about that later on in the show. All right. So thank you guys for talking about those general questions. Now we're going to go into the actual questions about nerves and improvement that I have. So the first one I have is, what does your average practice session look like for you guys, and what do you do to practice?
Personally, I don't do a lot of fancy stuff. I just usually sit down and then just solve on whatever event I do. Because generally I tend to jump around one 1 minute I might be doing 4x4, and then after 2 solves I might be doing clock.
Okay.
So when I cube I don't I usually focus on one event at a time, which is probably bad because when I do that, I get significantly worse at all other events. But so I go on a week or so of just practicing one event, and like at the moment it's probably Squan. I mean, yeah, it helps me improve in that event, but then all the other events get worse. So I don't think it's very good, but I don't know. Yesterday I actually did practice a lot of different events because I did have an online comp that I did, but yeah, so I basically just practice one event at a time.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I sort of do a similar thing to Tyler. Like I go in sort of phases of different events that I practice. Like my main events, I'd say are probably I like to practice the end by ends the most. So I just switch between 4 through 7 a lot, and then I just mainly practice 3x3, 50 solves a day or so. So yeah, and these online competitions, they definitely do help, and it's just something else. I guess there's some of them have prizes, so something to work for too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second question I have is there anything you guys do specifically that helps you with your comp nerves in competitions that you've seen results with?
Personally, I try and get to the mindset that I know Chris Shelton uses a lot, where he goes into the round not caring as much as he should. I've only been able to successfully do it a handful of times, but when I have, it's worked a lot.
Yeah, Dylan, would you say your nerves at competitions are poor, or do you find yourself getting nervous a lot, or not as often as before?
Absolutely. I think I started off a lot less nervous than I am now. I don't know why.
Is that because you gotten faster and you have a potential chance of maybe podiuming at a competition or making it to the other rounds? Is that one of the contending factors, do you think?
Yes, definitely is.
Okay. Tyler, what about you?
For anything specific I do with comp nerves, so I always have hand warmers because my hands are usually cold. Those tend to help.
Yeah. Wait, what about during the summer? When your hands are kind of warm already, would you still use hand warmers?
Probably.
Okay.
I think I did at Nats, I believe so. Yeah. And I haven't been doing this at recent comps or the last few comps that I've been to. But I always brought a water bottle with me at my solving station because I don't know. I just drinking water before competing. I don't know. I usually get dehydrated.
I guess that helps.
Yeah. But I think recording my solves. I know people think that could give you more nerves, but I don't really feel that because it seems like I do the same when I'm not and when I am recording solves. I pretty much record all my comp solves. But I
Yeah.
definitely think
Yeah.
that a good way to deal with comp nerves is well just being prepared. If you practicing at home first, comp simming that event over and over again, that can definitely help a lot. It won't exactly make your nerves go away, but that could definitely help with how you deal with everything in competition. That's what I typically do before a competition. I do a lot of comp sims for that event. That seems to help.
Yeah, I agree with that too. So, for me personally, I've gone through sort of different phases of like nerves and stuff. Like more recently, maybe the past 5, 10 competitions, I haven't gotten that nervous, and I feel like, have you guys gone through this where your hands feel like kind of shaky and like during a solve or something, as like you're getting to the last layer, or you think this is going to be a really good time, but then your hands start getting sweaty and shaking a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I would have gotten like, okay, I don't have a sub 9 in competition for 3x3 single, and I've had multiple fails, but I think my most significant one was at Princeton. I was at like a G perm at like 7, and I got a 9.
Oh, I remember
It's
that.
like I look at the timer,
Oh,
and just a tip, like don't look at the timer. That I think that ruins a lot of solves, because you see like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm at PLL at 7. Oh, easy 8, and then no, you mess it up, and then
Yeah. That's a good tip.
yeah.
So one thing also, okay, you can go, Dylan.
Yeah, I remember specifically at Constitution State Winter, I constantly messed up 3x3 by either just messing up the start or like looking at the timer before PLO and realizing that I could get my first sub 10 in comp because like before I really didn't care about 3x3, so I didn't warm up whatsoever.
Okay. All right. So also, I just wanted to share, like so for comp nerves, yeah, like I said, the last 5 or so competitions, I haven't really been getting nervous too much because I think, like Tyler said, I've been using hand warmers, and some things I feel like do help are to just like take a breath, to take like a breath or two, and just really get in that state of mind and like think, like Dylan also said, like not really caring about it. Think about you're at home. Just getting the mindset is really important too, as well as just like blocking out everything. And wait, are you allowed to use like noise canceling headphones during solves and all that,
yeah,
right?
I forgot about those.
Yeah, I use those.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking to like not use them because okay, first of all, they look ridiculous. Second of all,
Yeah.
I don't know if they help that much. They might, but I mean, ever since I had them, I have been doing good. But that could just be like me improving also. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Timon uses it sometimes. I think I've seen it, but I mean, at the same time, like if you have those noise canceling headphones on, and you're like going through inspection, like can you still hear a little bit from? Can you still hear a little bit from the outside? Because what if you like
They don't
miss
completely
inspection?
block out noise. They just
All right, that's
make
good.
it so you can't hear that well.
It's like it like muffles it and mutes it, right?
Yeah, so you can still hear the judge if they see like 8, 10, like 8
Okay.
or 12 seconds. That
All right.
you can still hear them, but like it's just a lot quieter.
Okay. Yeah, I think that might help a little bit too, but I think part of comp simming at home also there might be some like sound effects on YouTube about like cheering or like crowd noises. That way you can like listen to it while you're doing comp sims at home. So that might also help too.
I've actually thought about doing that, but I've never done it.
Yeah. So also speaking on that like same note, I think trying new things in competitions and all that. So as you go to more and more competitions, you'll find out what you like to do. Find out what you like to do, like your pre-solve routine sort of thing. And once you find the system that works for you to get good results in competitions, I think that would be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that took a while to answer that one, but I'm glad we got into detail on that question. All right, so on to the third question I have for you guys is, so I know both of you are very talented in skewb, so you both have, I believe, sub 4 averages, right?
Yeah.
I think?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you guys do to improve so quickly, or like get to that level?
I don't know. For skewb, I specifically, like, before I stopped caring about skewb as much, I specifically focused on trying to find the best layers possible, and then try almost like 2.5 looking it in a way, where, because I still use mostly intermediate,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to look as far into the solve as I can.
Yeah, I do similar. Like, I could see a layer, and most of the time, like, see, like, what basic intermediate case I'll get, after that. But I noticed, like, for me improving in skewb, like, okay, we go back to, like, New Jersey Championships 2018. I probably averaged low 6 and, like, around maybe low 6, high 5. I got a 4 average. That definitely inspired me to practice a lot because I realized, like, I could probably get pretty good at this event. So then I did start practicing, and then it became my main event. But I just basically improving. Things that you definitely need to do if you want to get. I would definitely recommend learning advanced, like especially at me and Dylan's level. We should probably know it. But
Yeah.
I think if you want to get good with intermediate, definitely focus on efficient layers and look how just see how far you could look into the solve because that could really help. And also turning fast, like that's a big factor in both me and Dylan solves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like finger tricks, I think like help too, because I see there's some people who sometimes can't do like those sledgehammers, like beginners. So I think finger tricks are also very important too. Like for me personally, I still have trouble finger tricking like Z perms and all that. So finger tricks play a key role. Like
Yeah.
also, yeah. What do you guys think is like the limit for, or like how fast you can be with intermediate, just solely intermediate?
I think the limit is a sub 3, like very high too. I think that's definitely reasonable for someone to do, but I don't think it would happen. Because by then, if I ever do end up averaging sub 3, I'll probably know advanced by then, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. I personally think the limit is more around very low 3 because of the way a lot of people, specifically with sub 3s, if you're like good with intermediate, with sub 3s you usually get 3 sledge cases, and that's considered advanced. So like just knowing all of those tricks, you just start learning advanced on your own.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I know a lot of things that like a lot of tricks that definitely help me. That like I probably know like 30-40% of advanced, but like a lot of those are very simple tricks that like it's really not that hard to learn.
Yeah. So how many cases are there in advanced for skewb?
120. No, Dylan, do you know?
No, I don't.
140 or 120 something. I think it's 148. I think that's wrong, but it's either. I'm pretty sure it's in the 140s. But a lot of that stuff is simple, like sledges into U-perms, like that counts as advanced if you like know where the U-perm's gonna be and you go right into it. So like a lot of things are simple, but I think it's 148, 149, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So most of them are intuitive.
Yeah, well all of them.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them. There's I think around 20 cases that basically you should just learn an S for because there's like 4 sledge solutions, but basically if it's I think like at least like 80% of cases on skewb can just be solved with uh 3 sledges or less.
Okay. Yeah. So the sledgehammer plays a big role in skewb, at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, also when I say like 3 sledges, I'm also including hedges in that. Like
Okay.
I say like a 3 sledge case that could be like sledge hedge like.
Yeah. Okay. So also I want to just talk about one other thing. On the note of skewb, do you think with skewb, your abilities with skewb, do you think it helps with pyraminx too? Because I know a lot of fast skewb people are really good at pyraminx too and like other side events. So do you think that has some sort of effect on other side events?
Honestly, I personally don't think so because skewb turning is just so different from like pyraminx turning and square one turning. But it still helps to drill algs and make sure you can like turn quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good at any other side events besides skewb. I know Dylan's good at pyraminx, but I don't think him being good at skewb also correlates to pyraminx. I think it can for some people, but like, I know there's like some people that like only practice pyraminx and they're like somewhat okay at skewb just from doing that. Like, I don't mean like they also need to like practice skewb, but like I think pyramings practice definitely can help because just like looking into solves and stuff, you can get that mindset for other events.
Yeah, like both are sort of short events, I'd say.
Yeah,
like you can solve them
pretty
fairly
much
easily.
intuitive events. I think that's
Yeah.
why most people that are good at pyramings are also somewhat okay at skewb and vice versa, because I think people that like skewb or pyramings also like the other event, or at least are somewhat okay at it because they just like the intuitiveness of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so the last general question about this topic I have for you guys is there any specific cuber you look up to in terms of I don't know, just cubing in general?
Yes, actually. I really look up to specifically Chris Shaughnessy, Daniel Goodman, and Samuel Fang, because they're all good at events that I kind of like, and I feel like I can learn just so much from them. And I feel like I can improve so much more than my current pretty bad habits.
Yeah.
For me, I don't really have any very big inspirations. Like, I think that for like events that I like to practice, definitely inspirations like for skewb, uh Carter, and yeah, mainly Carter, because I watched a lot of his videos and learned some NSs from it. It's very helpful, and yeah, it's good to learn from the pros.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, for me personally, I think I look up to Kieran. I don't know how to pronounce his last name that well.
Yeah.
Like, he's good at big cubes, and same with Kevin Hayes. Them specifically. Like, I'm glad you guys didn't like say specifically like Felix or Max because they're like fast and all that. But you guys look at your like specific people who are good at the event that you guys like to do. So I think that's really cool. All right, so is there anything else you guys would like to mention about this topic before we sort of wrap this up?
No.
Not really.
Okay. Alright, so is there anything you guys would like to plug, like your social media or any other links or anything we could put in the show notes in general?
Okay, guys, listen up. I'm giving away my secret identity. I'm actually Feel Like Memes. Go follow them on Instagram.
Okay. The best grammar.
I don't really have anything to plug.
Max,
because if you know Max's channel, you probably have found mine before.
Max, it's grandma, not grammar.
Okay. Okay, so I'll put that in the show notes. And Dylan, was there anything else? Anything you want to put?
Honestly, not really.
Alright, so I guess that just wraps it up. So thank you guys for coming on the show today, episode 3.
Yeah.
I hope to have you guys in the future.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so that is the end of episode 3 of the Cube Stuff Saturdays podcast. Once again, I apologize for the internal audio of the MacBook being sort of bad. Next time, for episode 4, I will be sure to check that and make sure that everything is okay. So, right now I'm about to announce the next guests on the show. So, the next guests, can I get a drum roll, please? So, next on the show, I have 2 guests, and I have Sebastian Carlio, and then I have Ben also. So, you guys be sure to leave some questions in the comments down below for them to answer next time. I really appreciate that, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.